All right, fellas, let's get into the video. So a few things I wanted to get off my chest immediately is I like to make these videos, and obviously I'm going to use pictures of myself. Some people are like, "Oh, you're always using pictures of yourself." Listen, I don't like faceless channels that don't practice what they preach. I'm not about practicing what I preach, by the way. I just do what I do and then I talk about it. That's how I like to do it. So I am lean, so I just talk about being lean. I'm not someone who's like, dang man, I talked about being lean, I have to be lean. No, it's just a side effect of my mindset. All right. So, anyways, in this video, we're gonna talk about the hidden advantages of being lean. I was just talking to my boy about this shit, by the way, about like how all these dudes be like, yo, how do I get chicks in the club? How do I pull this chick in the club? This is that. And listen, it's always the same. It's always the same type of people. Fat faces, not a clean appearance. We already know they're out of shape. They're not on body game, and that's really what it is. If you go to the club and you look like everybody else in the club, the chicks are just gonna be like, "Wow, everyone in the club looks cooked. No one looks physically attractive. Let's just finesse whoever has a lot of money or who's spending the most money. You don't necessarily have to have the most money, just have to spend the most money, and they're just gonna go to the guy with the section type shit. Doesn't mean that they're actually attracted to him. They're just gonna, use them or whatever. But dudes who always complain about shit are always out of shape, right? And it's really a manifestation, like they're complaining in general, it's a manifestation of their mindset, and that's exactly why they're not in shape. So I'm not surprised when someone complains that they're not in shape. So yes, being lean is fucking important, and there's a lot of hidden advantages that people just don't talk about because guess what? Most people aren't lean, so how the fuck would they even know? You see what I'm saying? Now, we're going to talk about why lean men dominate in life. And you have to also realize that your body is your business card. All right. It's literally your business card. So, like I always say, I got a lot of friends who get a lot of opportunities just because of their physique, right? Well, that's not just because. I'm not going to act like it's not a big deal. It's a big fucking deal to be in shape. So, they get opportunities because of their physique. A lot of people can't get their physique in shape. If they could, then no one would fucking care about in shape physiques and no one would care about body game or being in shape. Nobody would give a fuck, right? But when chicks be seen and shit, right? Like I said in the last video, I've had multiple chicks in relationships. You'll see shit in the Patreon, by the way. Patreon's coming soon. But in relationships and stuff like that, always hit me up like, oh my god, I wish my boyfriend was lean like you or locked in like you did, type shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, your first impressions are gonna be drastically different, man. Like when you are lean and you are sure of yourself, you're confident because you do everything that you say you're gonna do, and you're locked in and you're becoming the best version of yourself, and you're always doing what you say you're gonna do. Like I just said, you are gonna have a different aura to you, right? So when I show up on a first date and it's the first impression the chick has of me, they're always a little bit more nervous than I am because I come in with that energy, that physique, and that aura, right? Like you don't see physiques like my brothers every day. You don't see physiques like my friends every day. You just don't see this shit. And it's not that deep. Just go outside and go fucking grocery shopping or go to the park. Do whatever. Do your daily tasks and stuff like that. You're just not gonna see those physiques. It's just not gonna happen. I'm not being dramatic or anything. It's literally just the way it is. All right. That's why when you see an NFL player, you're like, oh my god, this NFL player, he looks crazy. Oh my god, because they're young and they're in shape, and that shit's rare. All right. Fit body is gonna be respect and authority. Overweight literally means you're lacking discipline. Like, so when someone sees an out of shape physique, it looks like everybody else, right? People aren't gonna exactly be like, oh my god, it's out of shape because it's kind of normal. It's gonna be like, oh, okay, just another person who likes discipline, right? So you also have to realize that your looks are gonna influence opportunity, and your body language is just gonna improve when you're lean. All right, you're just gonna move different, right? You're just gonna have better energy because health is wealth, and when you feel better and you look better, feel better, look better, play better, paid good, play good, whatever Deion Sanders says. But seriously though, like when you look better, you actually feel better about yourself, mainly because you did what you said you were gonna do, right? So for example, and I'm not talking about low percent body fat in this case. I'm talking about if you were 40% body fat and you got down to 20, and you said you were gonna get down to 20, and you stopped eating those cookies, you stopped eating that cake, and you get down to 20, you're gonna be so fucking confident because guess what? You went from 40 to fucking 20. You changed your entire life. You're changing your wardrobe. You changed who you are and how you think about things. Literally. All right, attractiveness factor. All right, when you wear a button down, you're gonna have the V taper. It's gonna shine. All right, the V taper is gonna shine. You can't avoid it. But yeah, when I walk in this restaurant, they're all treating me nice and shit like that. Cause I mean, it's a nice restaurant, yeah, but I look lean. I look different than everybody else, right? Your visible muscles are obviously gonna increase sexual appeal, right? Like when chicks. Here's the thing. I will be very honest with you. When you are physically attractive and you're physically rare, right? Women are gonna be way more overt with you. Now, you guys don't know this if you're not in shape. You're gonna be like, dang, bro, gotta jump through all these hoops, 3 dates, all this dumb shit that you guys say. Man, listen, a chick will hit me up and she might see an Instagram post, she might see a TikTok post, something like that. She sees the V cut, she sees the leanness that she doesn't see in her daily life. right? And she sees the aura that she does not see in her daily life. She's already attractive. She's saying, "Oh my God, you're so hot. This is that." Like I had baddies, literally multiple baddies in the past couple of weeks, right? Actually, never mind. Multiple baddies yesterday fucking day. All right, hitting me up and being like, "Oh my God, like you're so hot. Like you're this is that." Because they see the aura, they see the physique, they see the V cup. People don't have that shit. All right, that's what they're attracted to. Physical attraction is real. They're not just gonna skip over physical attraction. Now, if you got some money and you got some motion and you lead with that shit, cool. Just keep feeding them the money and do what you want to do. But that physical, raw, genuine attraction is always gonna come from the physique, bro. It is the bro. Listen, the amount. I'll always remember the brokest dudes who got no motion, but they got they got good physique and they got some aura. They always were just running through chicks, bro. Always, always, always. Right. But yeah, your face is gonna be leaner. So everyone that keeps saying, "Hey man, face matters more than body," you're dumb shit. Listen, if if your face is completely cooked and you have no jawline, grow a beard. Like seriously. But majority of the time, the average body fat is 28%. Nobody has a lean jaw at 28% unless you have jaw fillers. So like, no one's having a lean jaw at 28%. Like my jawline did not look like this even at 17%. You see what I'm saying? It was a little bit fatter. And then at 25%, I just had a fat face. Right. So getting down to 10%, 8%, that's what's gonna get your face leaned out like this. Like it is what it is. All right. When I see people who are low body fat percentage, their jawline is popping. When I see fat people, their face is puffy and they look unhealthy. It is what it is. That's like the first sign that people see. That's the first impression people see, and that does deal with attractiveness. So just off rip, if you are relatively cooked in the face and you get a clean haircut, you get you might have bushy eyebrows, you get your eyebrows done by your barber, and then you get a lined up beard or you cut off your beard and get a goatee, but you have a strong jawline because you're lean, you're gonna go up in attractive points off rip, and you're gonna have a different energy and aura about yourself as well. It is what it is. So don't complain about having a cook face when you're just fat as shit and you're just lazy and eating cookies. Like you guys are like, "Oh my God, it's all about the face." You're eating pizza. Shut the fuck up, bro. Shut up. You have no discipline. You don't have the discipline I have. Shut the fuck up, bro. Like it's not. Oh my God, my face is cooked. You're fat. You don't know what you look like. Get lean, actually get a haircut, clean up your look, and you'll notice like, oh shit. And yeah, with this attraction thing, it's all biology. So like I said, when I talk about stuff, I've experienced it firsthand, right? But a lot of the stuff I say is just not opinion. I don't use a lot of opinion on this shit. All right, this is literally just fucking biology. All right, simple health benefits that you guys ignore. When you're lean, you have a lower risk, like I say, of heart disease, diabetes, all that stuff, right? I've had multiple clients get off their blood pressure medication, get off their cholesterol medication, get off type 2 diabetic medication, reverse their type 2 diabetes. People don't believe this until they actually get in the program. They're like, holy shit, my fucking cholesterol is actually down and it's seriously down. I didn't know this could happen. That's what happens when you lock in on nutrition and you take your health seriously. Obviously, your sleep is going to be better. When you are overweight, you have a higher risk of sleep apnea, disrupted sleep. It's going to be hard for you to get REM sleep, which is just going to be a negative feedback system of all the bad symptoms of, ghrelin, leptin levels, and being overweight. You're going to have improved energy, obviously. I can play with my nieces and nephews because I have fucking energy because I'm lean. I just have so much more energy than I did when I was out of shape. Lower inflammation, obviously. Simple. All right, so the hormone connection. So obviously, when you have high body fat, like I said in that other video, you are going to reduce your testosterone, but all the testosterone that you usually produce is going to be converted into estrogen as well, which is why you're going to, have those titties. You're going to look sluggish. You're going to be more feminine. You're going to be less ambitious. You're going to be less decisive. Those are directly correlated to, your body fat percentage. All right, and then you can be like, oh, I don't feel like eating that today. I'm going to eat cookies instead of cake. That's how you're thinking. All right, instead of being like, all right, this is what I said I'm going to eat. I'm going to eat it anyways, right? And waking up with ambition and energy. Like when you are high test, you can feel that shit, bro. Like that's why with all this, that's why I'm so focused on foundational shit because all this, oh, should I approach? Oh, should I get chicks in the club? Like none of that shit matters when you actually lock in. You become the best version of yourself. You can feel that your test is high, and you have aura. Like none of that shit matters, right? Because you are just going to attract what you want to attract. It's just gonna happen, right? Because you're doing everything you need to do, and you're gonna go out in public. You're gonna get some strong ass choosing signals, right? Chick look at you for 3 seconds. You're gonna pull up on her because your fucking test is high, all right? But you're not gonna pull up on her on no negative, like like no not negative shit. I know like desperate shit, hey, you're gonna be like, hey, what's up, baby girl? What's your name? Something like that. You're gonna keep it chill, right? But she's gonna be choosing you, so you can just say, hey, my name is this. What's your name? Literally, and she's already feeling you. You got the number, boom. Like you're gonna be moving different when you have that energy. You see what I'm saying? You're not gonna be like trying so hard because a lot of you guys are trying to overcompensate from just not having any fucking discipline. All right, you guys don't have any discipline, so you guys are not gonna, you guys always try to overcompensate, like, hey, what do I do for this? What do I do for that? Trying to find shortcuts. You're cooked. All right, more testosterone is gonna be stronger drive for everything. You have more ambition, more energy when you wake the fuck up. All right, so energy and performance. Obviously, you're gonna have better stamina. You're gonna have higher focus and productivity. Right, you're gonna be locked the fuck in. Mental clarity. Now, even when you get lean, you might have a little bit less energy, but your focus and productivity is gonna be higher. At least initially while you're getting lean. Obviously, when you get lean, you main gain, and then you'll have more energy, all that other shit. But as far as like the energy that you use, you're gonna be more efficient with your energy usage as well. Now, the psychological edge. All right, listen, listen, listen. We are visual creatures. All right. If you if you just walk into a store, right, and there's a chick and she's just, she's like, she has a type and you're her type, bro. Everyone else in the store, like, and you're lean. Let's just say you're lean, you got a good jawline and shit like that. Everybody else in the store, you already know they're gonna be out of shape and sloppy. She's just gonna be staring at you the whole fucking time. Like, I was just at the store just now, and chick literally staring me down the whole fucking time because shoulder waist ratio going crazy. I'm wearing a tank top, all that shit. And I was probably her type, right? Just simple shit like that. But yeah, man, like, you're gonna see confidence when the shirt comes off, because a lot of people in the gym, when people get mad at you taking your shirt off, if you take your shirt off in the gym and you're flexing, someone gets mad at you, it's because they can't do the same shit. You see what I'm saying? If someone sees you shirtless, like on my thumbnails where all my shirtless pictures, people are always like, "Why are you shirtless?" And I'm like, "Because you can't be." Right? You're mad because you can't be. Like, it's awesome dude with no profile pictures, fat as shit. Right? You're gonna have pride because you're self-disciplined and you say no more than other people do, and you put yourself more first more than other people do. You're gonna have less social anxiety, higher self-respect, and stronger mental toughness. Now, if you don't initially have less social anxiety and all of this stuff, don't think it's all gonna happen overnight and shit like that. But when you have better experiences with people and they receive you better because they respect you because you actually look like someone who should be respected and you don't look like fat sloppy shit, you are going to have less social anxiety because you're gonna have good experiences with people. Simple. All right. Now, like I said, you're gonna have more respect for men. They're gonna ask you questions. You feel me? They're gonna come up to you and be like, "Hey, man, like, do you look crazy? What do you do for this? What do you do for that?" Women are gonna be like, "Oh my God, like, you look like a god. Like, oh my God, blah 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 blah." And you're not gonna be seen as a leader. You are a fucking leader, bro. If you are in shape and doing what other people are not doing, you are a leader. It is that simple. All right. There's leaders and there's followers, there's consumers and there's NPCs and all that shit. But you're a leader when you're in shape because that means you're intentional with everything that you do. All right. So many people try to downplay this in shape stuff and they're like, "Well, when I was young, blah blah," blah, and they're like 31. It's like, nigga, you still are fucking young. You know what I mean? Or they're like, "Well, when I was 21, I was lean," and they're like 28. I'm like, bro, why'd you stop? The only difference between being lean and not being lean is how much food you're chewing on. That's it. All right. So that's why I always upplay being lean, because people try to downplay that shit when it makes a significant difference to fucking everything. Like, it literally does. If you're fit, people are going to listen to you. And that includes patience when you're at work. All right. Like, as a nurse, when you're actually in shape, people are going to be like, "Oh, yeah, I'm going to listen to them," because no other fucking nurse is in shape, bro. Nurses are some of the most out of shape people. So, like, when you're in shape and you give advice as a nurse or a doctor, people are going to fucking listen, because it's like, you got the credentials behind your name. Yeah. But you actually practice what you preach, which is way more respect. Like, if a fat person tells me the right thing to do, I'm not going to listen. I'll probably do the opposite just to be safe. And if a lean person tells me to do the same thing, then I'll do that thing. You see what I'm saying? And that's just how everybody thinks. You might be like, "Oh my gosh, you're so shallow." Nigga, you think the same fucking way. Because it's so funny, because there was a woman on the video and she was like, "Oh my God, like, this guy's such an asshole. Like, I want to date a gym guy, but like, they're such assholes." And I'm like, nothing I said in the video was asshole. It was just all truth. And she was out of shape anyways, so I wouldn't date her. Obviously, she's cooked. But um, it's like, that is just how they think too. Like, you're gonna take advice from someone who's in shape, not someone who's out of shape. Everyone thinks like that. You know what I mean? Everyone thinks like that. It's subconscious. All right, obviously your dating life, the fucking, you're gonna get reached out to first. Obviously, it just is what it is. Like I said, like, right now, I'm not even like dating like that or whatever. Cause I listen, I less than three chicks at all time. I can't do the two. I can't do the three chicks, the four chicks, the five chicks, seven. I don't got time for that shit no more. You know what I mean? But anyways, yeah, they always reach out to me first, and they're like, "Oh, I never seen anyone like you," or "This is that," and they're just glazing me, because guess what? And I know I'm gonna get glazed because I'm in better shape than a lot of people, and I know that from social, like, just from posting on social media. I'm like, okay, people who look better than me, a lot of them are on steroids, but then some of them are just leaner than me, and they have better insertions and stuff like that. But in reality, like, it's like, yo, a lot of people do not have like the aura and all that other stuff that I have. Like, it's very fucking rare when you really break it down. Cause, so, like I say, social media, the people, specifically guys, the guys who have followers, there's there's got to be like 1,000 guys who have like a lot of followers and run the shit that are non-athletes and non-famous people that like do numbers. And you got to remember there's like 8 billion people on Earth, right? So it's like before I even moved to Thailand, by the way, there was some chicks following me. They're like, "Oh my God, I've been following you for years. Could we meet up?" Like they're already glazing my shit. You see what I'm saying? And then when I move, if I go to California, there's the chick be like, "Oh my God, like I've been following you since like 2017. I want to see you," and shit like that. It's just genuine attraction comes from the physique, guys. It literally does. All right. So if you're fat as shit and you're leading with money, a girl might be like, "Fuck it, I'll make it happen," but we ain't kissing in public like Rick Ross type shit. All right, very simple. But the woman messaging you first will actually happen, or actually getting responded to. I know a lot of you guys download dating apps. You look cooked, so you shouldn't even fucking download it. But you download dating apps and then you message chicks, and what's gonna happen? Well, they're not gonna message you back because you're gonna message them and they'll be like, "Oh, we matched," and they look at you, they're like, "What the fuck? Why the fuck did I swipe right at him? I must have been sleepy." You know what I mean? That's what they're gonna fucking say. So yeah, so um, a lot of you guys always are like, "Oh my God, like I need to attract this girl." This listen, I'm not saying you're gonna attract every chick, but if you literally can't attract chicks, like you attract 0 chicks, and you go from 0 to 1, that's a big ass fucking difference, bro. Like this literally exponential increase. If you go from 0 to being able to attract 10 chicks, in fucking insane. All right, and here's where most men fail. Right, sedentary life is normalized, junk food is everywhere, and excuses always replace discipline. Like there's a lot of people that say, like I said yesterday, they say that dumb time shit, like, "Oh, I don't have time." I'm just like, shut your fat ass up, bro. Eating all that goddamn shit, talking about you don't have time. You eat so much food, you're fat as shit, dude. If you're fat as shit, you eat an insane amount of food, and that is the only way to get there, unless you're injecting it into you or some shit like that. All right. There's a lot of comfort eating after stress. People say they have stressful jobs, so I don't understand their situation. I'm like, bro, you're stressed. Why make it worse by eating more food? That is the dumbest shit of all time. How does that help you in any way? That just makes your health worse. It's the stupidest shit of all time. So for a grown man to be saying that, you're just literally a bitch inside, which is okay. All right. Now, the society lies that a lot of you guys listen to, which is here's the thing. We all know it's not true, but the people who listen to it, they just don't. They want to take the easy way out. So they're like, "Yeah, dad bod's okay, so I could eat whatever I want to." No, no, no one's fucking with that dad bod shit, bro. The amount of chicks that hit me up and their boyfriend or their husband has a dad bod is every fucking time, every fucking time. All right, body positivity, that shit doesn't make any sense because if you really want to be the healthiest version of yourself, then you got to take care of your body, which means, you should take care of it. You shouldn't be fat. If you're fat as shit and you're like, "No, it's okay, body positivity," you're treating your body like shit and then saying positivity. That is an oxymoron. All right. It's the stupidest shit of all time. And then, of course, this is what a lot of you guys who don't touch grass struggle with. The shit that gets said and celebrated online, like, I want a, not too lean, God fearing man who does this and that. And you look at her exes as just some lean ass, some lean ass fucking arrogant asshole or some shit like that. And it's like, wait, but I thought she said she wants a God fearing. Listen, chicks will say they want a God fearing man, and then they'll hit me up or some shit like that. They're like, "I want a man who goes to church and who does this and that." Then they hit me up. I'm like, "Fuck, are you doing, bro? You're cooked. Why would you hit me up? If a chick hits me up, she's cooked, bro. She's fucking cooked, bro. Because that's a red flag. A chick hit me up is a red flag. Offer it. All right. Real masculinity is demonized as always. Um, obviously, which is exactly what I said earlier. You have to be a leader in order to be like lean because you're doing shit that other people are not doing. All right. Most people who comment negative shit, they look like this. I can't argue with someone who looks like that, bro, because I understand where they're coming from. You see what I'm saying? Like if I look like this, holy shit, would my life be cooked? All right. Like I understand. Like and this is probably like 22, 23% body fat, and most people are like 30. So yeah, I understand. So people be looking like this and they be arguing with me, and I'm like, I can't argue with you, bro. I understand. Like you just don't put in the work. You don't care about your physique. You don't care about your appearance. That's why you're dealing with those issues. All right, obviously with the calorie basics, this is how simple it is. All right, it's not fucking rocket science. It's literally this simple. Stay in a seven. I like 750 deficits, somewhere around that range. All right. Because if you're in 250, realistically, oh, your body's probably going to down regulate because you're eating 250 less calories, and you're going to be burning a little bit less calories from eating. So I like to be around 750 just to be safe, or down at 1,000. I know some people try to do like, 2,000, 1,500. Like they try to decrease their calories by that much from their maintenance, and that usually makes them burn out. But yeah, you could literally lose 20 pounds, but this is not pounds, guys. This is 20 pounds of fat in 10 to 13 weeks, which is going to be faster than that. Let's keep it a bean. If you're in a 750 to 1,000 calorie deficit, like that's what can happen. You know how different you'd look. Like a lot of you guys who are about let's just say you're 20% body fat. If you dropped 20 pounds of fat in 10 to 12 weeks, you're going to be below 15. You're going to look completely different. Everything's going to change. People treat you differently. You're going to wear clothes differently. All of that shit. Like that's how simple it is, and people just won't do it. They'll do anything but the work. All right. So yeah, whole foods over processed foods. Very very simple. Protein with every meal. Vegetables and fiber for fullness, hydration. This is very simple shit. A lot of people drink a lot of alcohol. A lot of people eat a lot of processed sugars, and they have a lot of they skip protein, so they have low muscle mass and high body fat, which makes them convert testosterone into estrogen and then insulin resistance, and it's just a negative feedback system. All right, very simple training principles. All right, 3 to 4 strength training sessions at least. Compound lifts. You can add cardio for heart health, but don't be a dumbass and be fucking doing cardio but not eating healthy. You're wasting your fucking time. All right. Tired of seeing people do cardio and not eating healthy. What are you doing? You're wasting your time. All right. So let me do cardio for my heart health and then eat shit that fucks up my heart health. Dumb shit. All right. Sleep and recovery. Obviously, you want to make sure that you're getting 7 hours of sleep, 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Sleep is going to help with your hormones, especially ghrelin and leptin, and of course testosterone as well. All right. Now, when you go from looking like this to this, you're going to have identity shifting. All right. When you go from cooked to non-cooked, you're going to have identity shifting. But when it comes to fat loss in general, you're going to have to get rid of that stupid dieting mindset. Like, yeah, man, I'm just going to do this 3 week diet. People are still dumb enough, which is insane to me, are still dumb enough after living more than 10 years. If you're above 10 years old and you still are like, yeah, man, I'm going to bulk and then I'm going to cut during the summer. But like, you don't really bulk correctly. You just kind of binge eat, and then for the cut you just starve yourself. You're still wasting your time. All right, you can be lean year round, but if you need a lean bulk, you can lean bulk, but you should still look lean. You should still look lean with your shirt off if you're lean bulking anyways. See what I'm saying? Like, getting past 20% is not a lean bulk. That's like, it's pretty hard to lean bulk and get above 15 if we're being honest. You know what I mean? So for all of you guys who say that dumb shit, like, nah, summer's coming around, that's when I'll get lean. That's just dumb shit, right? This is an excuse. And you have a dieting mentality. You look at food as, you look at food as for pleasure, and then you temporarily restrict yourself. You're like, okay, I'm gonna be disciplined for 2 months, then I'll get back to eating whatever I want to. It's just dumb shit. All right. Which is why I don't hang out with people like that. It's just embarrassing. Become the man who stays lean, right? Which means you have to constantly look at food as fuel, not as a reward or something that you starve yourself of temporarily to get lean. Dumb ass mentality, bro. So long term consistency over this crash dieting dumb shit. Like, no, 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 you don't understand. Carnivore works. Do not comment that shit. Stop doing that. Stop commenting that carnivore works and you lost 100 pounds. If you had 100 fucking pounds to lose, I am never gonna listen to anything you said because that's fucking ridiculous, bro. How did you even get to that point? Like, you're 400 pounds. You can eat cookies and get to 300. All right, so that's not impressive. Like, I did carnivore to get to 300. No, you did a calorie deficit, but you could have also ate Oreos to get to fucking 300 pounds. Like, it's not that hard. 400, 300 is pretty fucking easy. 350 to 250, not that fucking hard. All right, you're not going from 20% to 10%. You're not going from 15% to 8%. You're going from like 50% to 30%, and you're saying it's carnivore, nigga. If you ate fucking, if you ate 4,000 calories, you're losing fat. So it's not that impressive. You see what I'm saying? All right, make fitness a part of your lifestyle. All right, simple, simple, simple. Now, for your long-term strategy, forget all the shortcuts and the magic pills. Stop getting distracted by, oh, Zempic, oh, Richard True tried, oh, this is that, all this goofy shit. Just fucking eat in the deficit. Be consistent. If you're always doing what you need to do, you're gonna look how you want to look. It's that simple. If you're always doing what you need to do, you're gonna get to your goals. All right, it's gonna happen. Simple. But you guys switch so many fucking times. You're like, no, let me do this, let me do that. Wait, let me do this, let me do that. You're not thinking lean 24/7. If you don't think lean 24/7, you're not gonna do lean 24/7. If you don't do lean 24/7, you're not gonna be lean ever. And that's what majority of people do. They are lean never because they think lean sometimes, but most of the time they don't think lean. And your body's always gonna look like what you're thinking like most of the time. All right. Now, if you're fat as shit, trying to get lean, trying to lock in, you're sick of the bullshit. Listen, I'll be honest. I know I've talked to some people like 2 years. I think, bro, I've talked to some people 2, 3 years ago, and sometimes they comment and they're still at the same. They're still in the same area, right? So if you're sick of just going in fucking circles, like, dang, I still got to lose that same 20 pounds. You're gonna be like that for the next 10 years. Like I said, I've had people for 10 years hitting me up, right? Because 2015, yeah, people hit me up like, yo, I'm gonna lose this fat. And it's been 10 years, they have the same fat on them because they have the same habits, because they have the same mindset, and they're around the same environment. Like, lock the fuck in. All right, link is in the description.